The squat is the most important lift we do, and the one of the big four that's going to make the biggest difference in making you stronger the fastest. That's one of the reasons why we have all of our lifters squat 3 days a week when they first come here. When first starting out, squatting 3 sets of 5 at your top weight doesn't seem like a lot of work, especially if you come to a commercial gym and you've been doing bodybuilding style workouts. It doesn't seem like very much, but that's because you're not very strong yet. Anyone who's been doing this for long enough knows what 3 heavy sets of 5 across feels like, and that's what we're trying to get to as quickly and efficiently as we can. That being said, we can't all squat 3 sets of 5 across with increased weight 3 times a week forever. So we need to know how to make changes appropriately for each person so that we can continue to add weight for as long as we can. Today I'm going to walk you through how to do these first 3. On the LP for all the lifts, the name of the game is to add weight to the barbell as quickly as efficiently as we can. Now on the squat, because it's the most important lift of the 4 you'll learn, we want to do this 3 days a week. That's why every day you train when you first learn, you're going to squat. And in a perfect world, we're going to have our people squat 3 sets of 5 on Monday, 3 sets of 5 on Wednesday, and 3 sets of 5 on Friday. Now, of course, we're going to go up 2.5 kilos or 5 pounds every time we do this. However, changes will need to be made when you can't keep adding the weight to the bar every workout. When the stress becomes too high to recover from, we have to start making changes. I'm going to walk through the first 3 that we'll make today. Let's say hypothetically we have a lifter that had a pretty tough 3 sets of 5 on Friday. Luckily they have an extra day of recovery on the weekend to get ready for Monday's even heavier 3 sets of 5 across. So we're going to keep that the same at 3 sets of 5 for Monday at heavier than it was on Friday. Now I know by the bar speed and because of how difficult Friday was, I know that they might not be able to sustain this for 2 more workouts this week. The first change I'm going to make is I'm going to add a light day on the Wednesday, and this is going to be either 2 sets of 5 at 80% or can be 3 by 3 at 80%. Either one, I'm looking for a reduction in load and a reduction in the reps to help facilitate recovery for Friday's workout, which I will again bump up to 3 sets of 5 at heavier than it was on Monday. Now I've gone from squatting 3 days a week to 2 days a week. So once our lifter has finished that week after the first light day change on Wednesday, the next change will probably come. What I'm gonna do after the 2 days recovery on the weekend, I'm gonna probably keep Monday at 3 by 5, heavier again than Friday. Wednesday again will be light at either 2 sets of 5 or 3 by 3, either one at 80%, again to facilitate recovery. Now I know this is gonna be my 3rd squat workout this week. What I'll probably do is work up to a top set. There are 2 choices here. I can do either 1 by 5 with a 2 by 5 back off at 90%, so that again the weight has gone up, or I can just take the same weight added from Monday and I can drop a set to 2 sets of 5, and again the weight goes up. Remember, we want to get weight in the bar. Either way, a top set of 5 and 2 back offs at 90% keeps the same volume, but a reduction in load, or just taking off 1 extra set keeps the volume down, but the load stays the exact same. Either way, the weight's gone up. Now the 3rd small change that I'm going to make, remember, we have 3 by 5 on Monday, 2 by 5 or 3 threes on Wednesday, and again, a top set and back offs or 2 sets of 5 on Friday. Either way, we've gone forward. Now I know that I'm still squatting heavy twice a week. This isn't sustainable forever, so I'm gonna have to start squatting heavy once a week. And one of the ways we can do this is I can maintain the Friday. That Friday, the weight has gone up. So I know the previous week at my 1 by 5 with back offs, 2 by 5 at 90%, or my 2 sets of 5. I can keep that, and the next Friday, add weight to that. If I've decided to take a set off of Friday going into the next week, I can put that set on Monday's workout. Now Monday becomes a 4 by 5, and I'll put that at roughly 90% of what I'm gonna do heavy on Friday. Wednesday again will stay at 2 by 5 or 3 by 3 at 80% of Friday's big load, and then Friday is the intensity day where I'm going up a top set of 5 and back offs or 2 by 5 across. If I feel that my lifter can't get the back offs, they might not be necessary because I've added the extra volume on Monday. I can take that back set, the top set and back offs off, and just have that lifter go to 1 top set of 5 for the day. Now what this looks like, as you can see now, we have a 4x5, 2x5, 1x5. By making small changes as we go along, my LP is starting to look a little bit like an HLM or a Texas method. The next change, of course, would come further than that, where I can add another set on the Monday to the 5x5, which everyone who trains knows about and dreads on Monday. Wednesday is the same light one, heavies on Friday. But the idea of doing this is that people, when they squat, run into problems prematurely, and usually for programming or form errors. If we know that the form is on point and everything is tight, we have to make sure that we make the changes before they become necessary so we can keep going forward. And to recap, 3x5 across, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. First change is a light Wednesday to help recovery and facilitate Friday's workout. Second change, change Friday to a top 5 and 2 back offs or 2 sets of 5. Again, the reduction in overall stress will help us recover for Monday. Now I'm squatting twice a week heavy. And the last change I'll make for the first 3 is to keep the light Wednesday, keep the top set on Friday, and add a set onto Monday so that Monday looks like a 4x5 or a 5x5, light Wednesday, heavy Friday. And now my squat's gone from 3 days a week to twice a week to once a week heavy, and the weight will continue to progress. I hope this helps.